Let's Queer Up Entertainment. Here are the queer films coming out in 2024 that you can get excited about. The film industry that highlights the LGBTQ plus community is going through a golden era. Productions like Red, White, and Royal Blue, Lonesome, and Chrissy Judy are setting the stage for an exceptional season in queer cinema. Notable releases such as Rotting in the Sun, Of an Age, and Shortcomings have already captivated audiences, hinting at a promising future for LGBTQ plus representations on screen. Looking forward, 2024 is poised to deliver groundbreaking films that may rival even the most iconic queer classics, with streaming hits like Giuseppe Fiorello's Fireworks and Dan Levy's Good Grief, as well as the theatrical release including Goran Stolevski's Housekeeping for Beginners. The diversity and depth of the LGBTQ plus storytelling continue to flourish. Recent entries at the Sundance Film Festival, such as Mikko Mäkelä's Sebastian and Esteban Arango's Ponyboi, further underscore the growing prominence of queer narrative in mainstream cinema, highlighting the upcoming LGBTQ plus film slate. Titles like How to Have Sex and I Love You More promise to push boundaries and offer fresh perspectives on love and identity, with eagerly awaited releases like Daniel Minahan on Swift Horses and Luca Guadagnino's Queer on the horizon. Anticipation for diverse and inclusive storytelling in 2024 reaches new heights among LGBTQ plus movie buffs. Like myself, I'm very excited about what's coming out in queer cinema. As you guys know, I'm part of the programming group of I'm on the board of director of the Sundance Film Festival. This is what we do year round. We look out for great queer stories, and as a matter of fact, we showed last year Housekeeping for Beginners, which is a fantastic film from North Macedonia. Same director, actually the director is Australian, but it lives in Australia. He's from North Macedonia. He also made Out of an Age. Fantastic films. You have to see this film. It's so good. It's a lesbian story, actually. A lesbian and a gay story. So many good films are coming out. Luca Guadagnino's, who made Call Me By Your Name, is coming out with Queer. So there's so many good films coming out this year. And actually, we're screening films right now for our upcoming film festival in April. And you can see, after the pandemic, stories are getting, bigger and more significant. A lot of topics that we have not covered.
And more money into production too for these films as well, right?
Absolutely. It's so good what's coming out. And even, Netflix are getting, getting on the, the boat with Red.
Diana Nyad.
Right?
Get on that boat with the,
right?
That's
right. Or Bayard, Rustin.
Right.
Rustin, right.
I'm embarrassed to say that, as queer as I am, and I'm constantly screaming about our community, I only watch LGBTQ plus films twice a year at your film festival. I'm embarrassed to say that, okay?
Well, that's not true. You watched Nyad. Did you watch Rustin yet?
I did.
See?
I watched them both. I did.
And not even at the film festival.
Well, but because of the film festival is that it opened my horizons to be able to sit through another LGBTQ plus film. For years past, when you think of an LGBTQ plus film, you'll think of low budget.
Right,
You'll think of actors you don't know. You'll think of a storyline that is missing something, or that it's just too stereotypical gay. I don't want to see that either, Robert. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see a real story about us.
That is what is so amazing about what's out now. What is the one?
Housekeeping for Beginners?
No. The one that was an 8-part series on Showtime.
Oh, Fellow Travelers.
Oh, Fellow Travelers. Oh my God, even I know that one.
So,
Yeah.
that was historical.
Amazing.
It was very high budget. It was extraordinarily
Beautiful.
acting. And I think that the number of the product that's out now is amazing. It's making money. And because it's making money, the investment in future films is going to be huge.
Yeah.
The other thing that's so important is not only does this give visibility for younger people in our community to see themselves, but it also fosters a relationship with the straight community because they get used to seeing us as people.
Yeah, we normalize our lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it reminds me, going way back, Katharine Hepburn wore pants. Women in daily life did not, but it normalized it. And so all of those things, film is an extraordinarily powerful tool. And I'm glad to see that our community is getting to use it in a way that will benefit everybody. Yeah. Because as we are in everybody's world, now they see how we fit in rather than we are there but not invited.
Yes, completely. And it could even be an educational tool, Robert. You know what I mean? Because I'm brought back to, like, Dino, you and I met, like, officially, like, in 2020, like, during pandemic, right? And Outshine had brought that new opportunity that people were able to see these movies at home for the first time because of pandemic, right? And I had straight people tell me that they had seen a gay film through Outshine, and it was just kind of, like, educational. They don't know a trans person. They've never met a trans person, but but they've heard horror stories or bullshit or false information. And then they see a movie that spotlights trans life in Outshine, and it's the real story, right? And it's the human story. And all of a sudden it makes it more relatable. It makes it, less scary.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I'm thrilled that at our gala, we're bringing the people from The Stroll. The Stroll is an HBO Max documentary on trans women of color who survived the streets after getting kicked out of their homes, losing their jobs, losing everything. And these are the women that survived, and they'll be with us on Saturday night.
It's very exciting to me that also because we get films from all over the world, right? When you start seeing film, because coming from America, from the UK, from, France and those countries, yes, it's a long tradition of LGBTQ films from those countries. But when we start getting stories from countries that, traditionally have not highlights gay stories or LGBTQ stories, that's important. That's very significant. And actually good stories.
Like from where?
Like Housekeeping for Beginners. North Macedonia. Georgia, the country, not the state. Ukraine. We had movies from Ukraine.
Well, I think that it's striking that there are as many gay and lesbian films that have come out of both the Palestinian and Israeli market.
Truth.
Of people who have fallen in love. Yeah. And it's really Romeo and Juliet, or Romeo and Juliet and Juliet. And it really does humanize a situation that for most people seems completely untenable.
Yeah, and right now we're getting films from, particularly from Latin America, Mexico, Argentina, very good quality films. I'm not just saying just to check the, the box, no, good quality films that are going to be doing very well in the international market. Did you guys see All of Us Strangers from the UK coming out this last year? Fantastic film.
Really? Wow.
It's so good. It was nominated to the BAFTA. Unfortunately, did not make it to the Oscar, but it's a fantastic film. And deserves to be shown, and it's a good caliber film that it will compete with any other big production. Wow. So that is fantastic to me.
I'm gonna send the movie How to Have Sex to some of my gay boys that I really need to know, right? And I'm gonna send a Housekeeper for Beginners to my wife.
Well, How to Have Sex is about women mostly, right?
Yeah.
So it's
it'll be perfect.
It's perfect.
I think it'll be perfect. Support LGBTQ plus films.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's important. They are telling our stories, all right, and they're getting the budget that they deserve. So make sure that your eyes are watching them because they deserve it.